What's going on, people? It's Andrew here from Bracey's Motors. I've got a cracking video for you here today. We're going to be reviewing the 2021 G80 M3 competition pack. So it's a jam-packed video. We've got a bit of driving, tech specs, walk around the car, all that good stuff. So yeah, take a good look. It's courtesy of our good friends at Aurum Prestige, where you can actually rent this car. So if you do like what you see, please make sure you go and give them a follow. All their socials be in the descriptions. And yeah, they've got loads of motors, loads of stuff you can rent. Some really nice cars. So yeah, go give them a shout. Thanks very much to them for allowing us to use their car for this video. And yeah, hope you enjoy. So I'm going to kick it off with, I think, the most controversial topic about this car. It's got to be that front end. Them huge grills on the front. They've definitely been a Marmite taste for a lot of people. You love them or you hate them. But I have to say, I think it gives it an absolutely mean look to the car. Paired with these lovely bonnet dents here, I think it looks really good. Especially paired with this black sapphire metallic paint. And these lovely 826M alloys. You've got 20s on the back and 19s on the front, which is pretty strange. But I mean, the whole car is a set with the black paint, the big mean grills at the front, the bonnet dents and them alloys. Just gives it a brilliant look, and it's definitely a yes from me. So coming around to the back end now, definitely a lot of changes from the F80 shape. We've got these massive, big 4-quad exhausts, a lovely lip spoiler coming down the back, and the massive arches as well. On top of that, we've also got this beautiful carbon roof, which we'll zoom in on in a second. It's got these lovely lines that sort of follow through to the front. And yeah, just all round a very edgy car, a lot of mean angles as opposed to, your predecessors, the F80 shape. Now, as opposed to the controversial new looks of the G80 shape, I think one thing that is undeniable is the absolute progress they've made on the tech and spec inside. So we're going to take you inside the cabin now. We've got full ivory levers, and we're going to show you a bit of the specs and some of the iDrive system as well, and what you can sort of change around on there. So yeah, come inside. So on this particular model, as soon as you enter the cabin, you're greeted by these lovely ivory levers. They've got these absolutely stunning M3 badges in the back as well that light up, and they look especially good in the night time. They give a really quality luxury feel as soon as you enter the cab. Not only that, you've also got 12-way adjustable seats. You've got lumbar support. You've got air cushions that you can adjust. You've got the Harman Kardon audio and these beautiful carbon trims that come all around the car in the front and in the back. So when you're sitting in the driver's seat, there's so much that reminds you that you are in a true M car. I mean, you've got 2 M modes here that you can program on the iDrive system. You've got this lovely badge here that just reminds you that you're in an M3 competition, which is also really nice. You can change the velocity of the gear changes just here on the lever, which really helps. They've actually moved back to a ZF 8-speed transmission. I say moved back to, they used to have dual clutch transmissions in the E92s and the F80 models. So that again is a bit of controversy with these cars, but I think they've done a really good job pairing it with the S58 engine, and I don't think it feels too sluggish at all. Talking about gears, we've got these lovely carbon paddle shifters here that look really nice, and it just continues that full carbon interior that they've sort of gone with here. The steering wheel, however, I do wish it was maybe some sort of flat bottom or something like that. Just a little bit of a strange shape, but I mean, you can really quickly get used to it, and it still does have a really modern feel as opposed to your sort of E92s and your F80 models. So we're going to explain a little bit more about the iDrive system now. If you just pan in here, I'm going to go into the car menu. Well, you'll see there's an M menu itself. So in here you can do a lot of different things, which you'll find very interesting. You've got the M1 button, which is obviously this one on the steering wheel. When we go into that, you can see they've got it set to, semi-sport, semi-comfort, loads of different settings. And again, that just programs it all to this one button here. Likewise as well with the M2 button, you can do exactly the same thing, which is a really nice touch. And what is also really cool is you can edit the heads-up display, which just sort of shows here to the driver. I doubt you'll be able to see it on the video, but it's just a really nice touch. You can move it about, you can change what it looks like. And yeah, again, just a really nice little bit of entertainment there when you get bored. One thing I will show you as well, which we are not going to have a little use on today because we're not on a private road, is the drift analyzer. So as you can see here, somebody's done a lovely 2-second drift for 15 yards, and that was the best drift in the 10,000 miles this car has been driven. So doesn't look like this one has been hammered too much whatsoever. That's not what these cars are for when they're being rented from Aurum Prestige, but you obviously want to have a little bit of fun at the same time. Here, if I obviously did press these buttons, it would activate the drift mode. But yeah, again, we're not going to try that today, and we're just going to show you for the purpose of the video. So yeah, nice little touches there on the M menu. So we're going to show you the start-up sequence now. So we give the engine a start, roars into life, sounds really nice. And you've got a few buttons that you can play around with. So the first one I'll show you, if you'd like to come in here, is this lovely exhaust shaped button here. So you press that, and you know, when you're going down the road, it just sounds a little bit deeper. Nothing too crazy, no pops and bangs or anything, but it's always there for your enjoyment. You'll also have this setup button where you can obviously extensively change everything about the car, much like the M1 and M2 buttons. And the most exciting one of them all has to be this M mode button. Now I'll press this here, and if you just keep an eye on your dashboard, look at that. So it changes to this completely race dash. You've also got the options on the iDrive system here. You can also put it into track mode if you hold it. So that is just, you know, for absolute track use only, no traction control, anything like that. You know, a bit dangerous on the road, especially with wet weather like today. So I think we'll definitely be turning that off and leaving it in road mode. So we're going to take you under the bonnet now and have a little look under here. As you can remember, it's a 10,000 mile example, so it looks absolutely stunning on here. Not a mark inside there, no oil leaks, anything like that. Looks really, really nice. So they've used an S58 engine, pumping out 510 brake horsepower. This exact model is all through the rear wheels. 480 foot-pound of torque. Also has an electronically controlled rear differential, which is a really nice touch as well. The S58 engine is mated to a ZF8 automatic transmission. Again, that's a bit of a step back from the DCT in my opinion, but you know, it still changes really, really well, and you can have quite a lot of adjustment when you're in the cab as well. So nothing too much to worry about. But yeah, really, really clean engine, sounds really nice. Does, however, because it's produced after 2018, have an auto filter. So that does mean it's a little bit quieter, but again, nothing too much to worry about. Really strong engine, and definitely puts the power down well. So I think we've done enough talking for now. The car's nice and warm, so let's take it down the road. We'll try out a few of the different modes, and we'll see what it can do. We'll let the car do the talking. So this car managed to do the Nürburgring in 7 minutes and 36 seconds, which is a really strong time. It also does 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, which again is very, very strong, especially for a big saloon car like this. But yeah, at the same time, it does them really good speeds and times. You can really cruise this car in absolute comfort. I mean, I'm driving this along, it's very quiet. I'm hearing not a lot of road noise whatsoever. And even in wet weather like today, it's not too much havoc to drive this in the rear wheel drive that it is. Obviously, they do offer this in an X-Drive model where you can switch between 4 and 2-wheel drive. But even, as I said, in the permanent 2-wheel drive model, very controllable, and yeah, a great joy to drive. I can see this being a very good daily driver. So as far as fuel consumption goes, I mean, we had to pick this car up from Luton yesterday. We put £40 in, and to be fair, I mean, it's lasted a good long while. So it gave us 106 miles when I filled up. We've been doing lots of round town driving. Last night we was driving about, taking some content, reels, TikToks, all that sort of stuff, I'm sure you would have seen. And we've got 34 miles left in the tank now. So I think for an M3, you know, a true M car, the fuel consumption is really, really good, and I have nothing to complain about there. So when we're changing between the different modes that the car has to offer, I know on some cars it doesn't make too much of a difference, but in this model, it really does just change the absolute feel of the car. Even just going from normal road mode to sport, you can definitely feel it just holds the car a little bit longer in the gears. The throttle response is a little bit better, and all round it just feels a bit more hunkered down. It changes absolutely everything about the car, you know, down to the suspension, the brakes, even stiffens up the chassis. So there's so much extensive stuff that it changes. It's a really interesting features it has, and yeah, we're really enjoying the little modes it has to offer. So we're going through the Stevenage famous Big Dipper now, so we're going to get the windows down and give you a little bit of a sound clip. So we've come down to the very windy Euros to collect some parts. What better parts van to do it here, eh? What better parts van? So on top of all the performance benefits you get from driving this car, of course you've got all the lovely amenities you'd want in a car that's expensive as this. I mean, they start at £60,000 at the moment. Oh, we just had the radio bling again. You get the lane assist, auto lights, auto wipers, of course, speed limiter, cruise control, all that good sort of stuff. A full, you know, BC heads-up system, so you can see everything about the car, any faults it might have. But yeah, just a really comfortable car. It's got all the spec you'd need. Once again, a really genuinely good daily driver, I do think. Especially being able to change the settings on the suspension as well. I mean, you can genuinely feel the difference between the comfort mode and then the sport mode. It just makes an absolute difference. I know some cars, it really doesn't change too much, but this really reacts well, and you can almost relate it to any style of driving that you'd want to do. So another thing I'm really liking about this car is the keyless entry. I mean, on a lot of models, it really won't work too well. But actually, as soon as you come up to the door, it does unlock, and it does each door as well. I mean, you can go to the back left, the back right, front left, the front right. It'll work exactly the same. So it's really good when you've got to chuck something in the back of the car, or, you know, if you're just a bit lazy and you forgot to press the keys. So yeah, again, another great benefit and another great reason why it's a really good daily. One thing I will say, after driving it around a little bit, the exhaust. Now, something that maybe if I had to pick out something I'm not very happy with, although it sounds really nice, but there's not very many crackles and pops like a petrol head myself would really enjoy. But I'm sure, you know, if someone was to buy the car and they like that sort of thing, you could do an exhaust, or, you know, there's so many different things. And obviously with that filter as well, you know, I'm sure that has some sort of effect. I just felt that as well on the corner there. So because it's got a limited slip differential, sometimes on a bit tighter locks, you will feel the wheels sort of start to skid a little bit. But I mean, it's very manageable. You get used to it very fast, so I shouldn't see that as much of an issue. So we're going to have a little push now. We've opened up to a 60-mile-an-hour road, and yeah, we're gonna see what the car does. So put the foot down a little bit. You can just feel that instantaneous power. Almost no turbo lag with this, which is really impressive. I mean, you'd expect to be a lot better than the F80s, obviously, as technology's progressed. But yeah, really impressed with that. The turbo lag is, feel that, almost nothing. So yeah, that's a wrap, guys. It's nice and dark now. We've had good fun today with this absolutely stunning motor. And to summarise, yeah, the perfect daily driver. Could be a little bit louder, but nothing really to complain about. Look, with such a nice car, all you can do is appreciate it. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we're going to do some more videos like this pretty soon. And yeah, I'll see you next time.